Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Mind Matter Lifestyle. I'm Coach Mikey Weiss, and in today's video, I want to discuss the all or nothing mindset. This mindset, probably of all mindsets, is one of the most detrimental and sometimes even dangerous characteristic traits. Being all in on something means giving it everything you have. Very extreme, aggressive, and being all out means the exact opposite of that. Doing nothing, or even worse, doing the wrong things very aggressively. So I want to discuss how to manage this personality type, and also some things that you can do to work on it. Now, I think we've all been there before where things have been inconvenient, there have been challenges to face, and really, life has been imperfect. Life really is imperfect. There's a saying, we're either in a dilemma, getting out of a dilemma, or heading towards a dilemma. And that is very true for all of us. It doesn't matter if you're a bodybuilder, power lifter, if you're lifestyle, if you're just getting into things, regardless of who you are and what your goals are, you're always going to face adversity. That's what life is. It's about overcoming challenges and adversity. If we were to quit or be all out every time something came up and derailed us from being all in, none of us would ever get anywhere. Even speaking for myself, there have been times where I have been out of the gym or out of my routine, and it's been inconvenient for me. Times where I've been injured, maybe I've been on vacation or something like this. Either way, times where I haven't been able to be in my day-to-day routine and things weren't going perfect. If I had quit, or if I had gotten frustrated because things weren't perfect, well, where would I be today? Where would any of us be if we quit as soon as things got tough or inconvenient? I'm just going to give you another example. I have a friend, we'll name this friend Bob. Bob actually, every couple of years, gets very excited about getting into fitness. Very excited. You get all the supplements, you get your gym membership, and you go all in. Well, every time this happens, something eventually comes up. It doesn't matter what it is, but it's something that stops you from being all in, 100% perfect. In these scenarios, Bob quits. Bob stops doing everything, and it happens sometimes slowly and sometimes quickly, but it happens. And each year or each couple of years, he revisits the same cycle. I'm going to give you another example. A woman goes out for the weekend. She's been really great on her diet. She's had a lot of success lately and goes, okay, you know what? I've been doing very well. I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to have a cheat meal. And that's fine. If that's something a person wants to do, that's okay. But if this cheat meal sends this person into a tailspin, then they start thinking, okay, I've had one meal, let's just go ahead and count this day out for now and then one day becomes 2 days, 2 days becomes a week becomes permanent. So you see where this personality can get very detrimental. This is one of the reasons why I don't condone things like challenges, New Year's resolutions, or anything that promotes an extremist behavior. These are not long-lasting changes. These things aren't sustainable. Yeah, you can get some results very quickly, but where does it leave you? What happens next? And those are questions you need to ask yourself if you struggle with being either all in or all out. In fact, sometimes I'll actually deter people from doing things like challenges or fitness competitions. I'll get a client that's very excited to get started and they've been neglecting themselves for a very long time, and then they'll want to start up and they'll say, okay, now I want to do a fitness competition. That's going from one extreme to the other extreme. And I'll explain why we need to start slow, get going, learn the fundamentals, and become accustomed to the entire process, the entire lifestyle, before you can do something like this. Because not only will they not make it to that finish line, they will likely do damage in that process because of how extreme that is. So understanding why you struggle in this area and managing this characteristic trait is something that can benefit you, because it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Addictive personalities or extremists can be good. I myself have an addictive personality. I get addicted to things, I get very invested in things, whether it be my job, whether it be my physique, whatever I'm working on, whatever goals I want to achieve, I get very excited about them, passionate about them, but I also know that I have the tendency to go all in on those, so I have to manage that. So let's talk about what you can do to manage it. Because again, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Number one, understand that things are gonna come up. Shit is going to happen. It's inevitable. It's life. Like I said, knowing in advance that things are gonna come up and life is going to be imperfect for you is going to be a great way to prepare yourself for what's gonna come up. And having a plan is something that can benefit you as well. A long-term plan. Number two, don't put unnecessary pressures and deadlines on yourself. This is another one that people always like to do. It's taken you a long time to get where you're at. Don't make things harder by giving yourself some arbitrary deadline. It doesn't matter if you have a vacation coming up, it doesn't matter if you have a wedding coming up. None of that stuff really matters. In fact, nobody's gonna care on your vacation what you look like or at this wedding. I know you will, but it doesn't matter. Give yourself the time that you need. Things take time. All good things take time. So make sure you give yourself a goal, but give yourself some leeway, because again, things are not going to be perfect here, and we want to stop you from going all out in a month or 2 months or 3 months from now. Number three, learn the fundamentals. We all have to start somewhere. Starting at the basics is a great place to start. In order to make long-lasting changes, you do need to learn how to do things, how to be self-reliant, and how to eventually make this something that sticks, something that's going to be completely sustainable for you. Choose a sustainable and non-restrictive approach. Non-restrictive approach means something that doesn't have you feeling so restricted or like you're in a prison. This isn't a prison sentence. This is something that's meant to be relatively stress-free, enjoyable, and something that complements your life. choose a lifestyle that doesn't give you major rules, doesn't eliminate food groups entirely, and doesn't make you feel like you can't live the life that you want to live. Now, if weight loss is your goal, then calorie restriction inevitably will be something that you need to do. However, before going into something like that, I highly suggest getting used to the lifestyle, learning the nuances of it, and making sure you are in a great place to start something a little more restrictive in the terms of actual calories. But from a lifestyle approach and from an actual approach to your nutrition, non-restrictive and enjoyable. It's only going to work if it's something that you enjoy. Work on your weak points. So we all have our weak points, and if this is a weak point of yours, then this is where you should start. Doing things like self-improvement does take time. You have to work on yourself. So do your research. Listen to podcasts. Listen to YouTube channels. Read books. Seek help. Do whatever you need to do to work on your weak point. Because what is self-improvement? Improving yourself. It's a never-ending process, and it has to be something that comes from you, and you're the only person who can do that work. So start by addressing what needs to get worked on and do the work. If there's one thing I can tell you about this lifestyle, is that things are going to come up. Expect it, understand it, and don't be afraid of it. We all face obstacles. You may go on a vacation, you may have kids, you may get busy, summers are big, there's lots of stuff going on. If we can learn anything from 2020, it's that life is inconvenient. You have to adapt to it, you have to work through it, and if you want to succeed in this area, then know that things are not going to be perfect. As long as you can accept that, and as long as you can be okay with not being 100% of the time, then you're really gonna find over time it's not that big of a deal to be imperfect. Doing something is always going to be better than doing nothing. Okay guys, that's it for today's in-depth video. If you found value in this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you'd like to get my help personally, you can do so by visiting my website, themindmatterlifestyle.com. If you'd like me to answer a question of yours in an upcoming video, you can do so by going to my email address and emailing me. That's in the description box. And that's going to be it for today. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.